Jesus and his disciples crossed the Sea of Galilee and arrived in the region of the Gerasenes. As soon as Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a man who had been possessed by demons for many years. The man lived among the tombs, far from society, and no one could restrain him, not even with chains. Day and night, he wandered the tombs and hills, crying out and cutting himself with stones. When the man saw Jesus from a distance, he ran toward him and fell at his feet. Shouting in a loud voice, he cried, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me." For Jesus had already commanded the evil spirit to come out of the man. Jesus looked at the man and asked, "What is your name?" The demon, speaking through the man, answered, "My name is Legion, for we are many." The demons within him begged Jesus not to send them into the abyss. There was a large herd of pigs feeding on a nearby hillside. The demons pleaded with Jesus, "Send us into the pigs. Let us enter them." Jesus granted their request. The demons left the man and entered the pigs. Suddenly, the entire herd, about 2,000 pigs, rushed down the steep hillside and plunged into the lake, where they drowned. The herdsman, who had been tending the pigs, ran into the town and surrounding countryside to tell everyone what had happened. People came out to see for themselves, and when they arrived, they found the once possessed man sitting calmly at Jesus' feet, clothed and in his right mind. The people were amazed, but also frightened by what had taken place. Those who had seen the event told the townspeople how the demons had been cast out and the pigs had perished. Fearful of Jesus' power, the people of the region asked him to leave. As Jesus was preparing to leave, the man who had been freed from the demons begged to go with him. But Jesus said to him, "Go back to your home and tell everyone how much God has done for you." The man obeyed and went throughout the region, telling everyone the story of how Jesus had delivered him. And all who heard were amazed. In the stillness of the night, under the shimmering stars of the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus sought solitude. He had left his disciples behind to rest, feeling the immense burden of the world's sins weighing on him. Kneeling down, his heart heavy, he whispered a prayer. "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." Suddenly, the air grew cold, and a familiar voice, smooth and tainted with malice, broke the silence. "Do you really think this is necessary, Jesus?" Jesus didn't move. He knew the voice well. Satan appeared, his form flickering between light and shadow. With a sly smile, he spoke. "You're the Son of God. Why suffer hunger, pain, or even death? If you are truly God's Son, turn these stones to bread. Satisfy yourself." Jesus remained calm and replied, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word from God." Satan, unfazed, took Jesus to a high place. "Look at all the kingdoms of the world. I'll give them all to you, the power, the glory. Just bow to me." Jesus' gaze never wavered as he answered, "Worship the Lord your God, and serve him only." Determined, Satan transported Jesus to the pinnacle of the temple. "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. The angels will catch you, prove it." But Jesus firmly responded, "You shall not tempt the Lord your God." Back in the garden, Satan circled Jesus like a predator, his voice dripping with mockery. "You know the pain that's coming, don't you? The betrayal, the cross. Is it really worth it for these people? They'll deny you, mock you, forget you." Though Satan's words held truth about humanity's frailty, Jesus remained silent, his love for them steadfast. "You could stop it all," Satan pressed. "Call down angels, rule the world as its true king. I can give you that. Power, kingdoms, everything at your feet. You don't have to die." Finally, Jesus lifted his gaze, meeting Satan's eyes with unshakable resolve. "Get behind me, Satan, and be gone. You offer nothing that my Father hasn't already given. I have come to do his will, not escape it." For a moment, Satan's smile faltered, anger flickering in his eyes. "Very well," he hissed, "but know this, they will betray you, and when they do, I'll be waiting. Humanity will always be mine." Jesus closed his eyes briefly, his heart heavy but resolute. "No," he whispered, "they belong to my Father. Through me, they will find life." At these words, Satan recoiled, dissolving into the darkness. The cold air lifted, returning the garden to stillness. Then an angel appeared, comforting Jesus as he continued his prayer, his path clear. Though the cross awaited, so did the victory beyond it. Long ago, in the radiant courts of heaven, Lucifer, the most beautiful of all angels, stood close to the throne of God. His name, meaning light-bringer, reflected his brilliance, and he shone like the morning star. Adorned with splendor and wisdom, Lucifer held great power, his voice leading the heavenly hosts in worship. But as time passed, pride began to stir within his heart. "Why should I serve when I can rule?" he thought. Gazing upon the throne of God, he coveted the power and majesty that were not his. "I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God," he declared. Lucifer convinced many angels to join him in this rebellion, promising them dominion and glory. A great battle erupted in heaven. Archangel Michael, leading the loyal angels, clashed with Lucifer and his followers. Thunder and light flashed as the two forces collided, but the rebellion was short-lived. Lucifer, though mighty, could not overcome the Creator. With a great cry, he and his followers were cast out of heaven, falling through the stars into the depths of darkness. Lucifer, now called Satan, the adversary, found himself in a barren, desolate realm, far from the light he once knew. "Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven," he muttered bitterly. In his new kingdom, he vowed to corrupt the world that God loved. Disguised as a serpent, Satan entered the Garden of Eden, where the first humans, Adam and Eve, lived in innocence. With cunning words, he tempted them to eat the forbidden fruit, promising, "You will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve, persuaded, took a bite, and so did Adam. In that moment, sin and death entered the world. Satan, victorious for a time, smiled as the world began to crumble. Yet, despite his triumph, deep within, he felt the weight of his loss. Though he had gained a kingdom of shadows, he had forever lost the light. Verse: "Fallen morning star, once a beacon of light, I soared on high, in realms of glory, beyond the sky. But pride arose, and with wings of flame I sought to challenge the holy name. I shall ascend beyond the throne. In whispered pride my heart was sown. Yet justice came, swift as a sword, and I fell, cast out by Michael's word. Now ruler of shadows, in darkness I dwell. A kingdom of sorrow, a throne built in hell. Yet even here, beneath the stars' dim glow, my chains are freedom, so I claimed it so. Better to reign in these depths of despair than bow in heaven's celestial air. But still, in silence, I feel the loss, for my crown is but dust, my throne is but dross. From Eden's garden to Calvary's cross, I've waged my war, counting the cost. But each victory rings hollow, each triumph a lie, for in the end, only love will defy. The morning star, fallen, yet still I gleam. In the souls of the lost, I whisper my dream. But the gospel of pride brings ruin and night, for truth reigns above me, with love's eternal light."
Thank you for watching. Please share our video and don't forget to like and subscribe.